Take some deep breaths. Let yourself enter this ceremony space. So letting yourself kind of hone in your energy first and foremost to your own body, your own mind, your own spirit. So grounding, settling. Maybe you're touching your heart, or you're just allowing your hands to rest on your body. So I'm going to light some sage and give you guys a little wafting of that. If you have your own sage, feel free to light that, or spray. If you had release spray, that works. If you have clear space, that works. So I'm saging my space. I'm going to give you guys over the radio waves the sage, so just clearing space. You can also just do this through imagining that you're breathing in fresh breath of air that's going to clear your space, inviting you into ceremony. So when we're ready, I'm just going to give you a tiny little astrological backdrop of Gemini. Kind of give you a preview for what's in store for us for this next lunar cycle. So Gemini officially, we went to Gemini Sol, and the sun went into Gemini, I should say, on Wednesday, but the new moon's today. So this starts our new lunation cycle. So we'll have the new moon happening. It actually happens in the morning, really early in the morning. And so we start a new lunation cycle with the Gemini energy. So the Gemini is an air sign. So we've been in a really strong earth fixed energy, kind of like really stubborn, grounded, kind of want to be set in our ways. Really working on our values, trying to slow down, calm down, right? Putting into place practices that keep us calm, that keep us in touch with our values. And I don't know if you could feel it, but I could certainly feel the Gemini energy just all of a sudden come in and things start to pick up. Your mind picks up, your nervous system might pick up, you get a little bit more restless maybe, more curious. I just noticed I feel busier. I have no idea what I'm doing because I'm still not really even working. And somehow I'm like busy, like all day long I was moving furniture, and so we tend to get like that with Gemini. We tend to move a little faster, things seem to go. We get more curious and social, right? So we want to talk about it. Gemini is a communication sign, so it wants to talk, it wants to learn, it wants to perhaps journal, write, and also just communicate and share with friends and community. So we need to get out there, right? And this is hard with social distancing. So this brings into light, right, the importance of finding these new ways to connect via the phone, via virtually like we're doing, finding new ways to kind of feel social and feel engaged with our environment. And so with Gemini, the name of the game is adaptability. So we want to learn how to adapt to our new and changing lives. So how do we be in our lives with a sense of curiosity and freshness, and kind of in that state of the beginner's mind, right, where we get to start again and kind of change our perception. Because with Gemini, perception, right, is reality. And as much as we can kind of want to hold into fixed versions of reality that kind of keep us feeling grounded and safe, right, the nature of reality is it keeps changing. So, and I know you've heard the quote, and I don't know if I'll say it correctly, but you know, it's not necessarily the smartest of us that survive, but it's the most adaptable parts of us, right? That survive. The evolution of the fittest. So this month, the challenge is to learn something. The challenge is to change your perspective, to try and have fresh and new eyes, pick up on what's in your environment. So there's all kinds of information coming in. What can we use? What can we integrate? And what will allow us to kind of feel like we're moving forward. Right, so be fresh, beginner's mind, be adaptable, learn, be curious, talk. This is a great month to improve our communication with our partners, with our loved ones, with our friends. The things to watch out for this month are things like overstimulation, are talking too much, right? Not resting enough, going too fast, taking in so much that we can't actually use any of it. It's not able to be like embodied. And for me, sometimes it's like we have to know sometimes that like less words are more, right? So I probably should stop talking now. So anyway, that's a little kind of dilly about Gemini. And so we're gonna work this month on shoulders, because Gemini rules shoulders, arms, digits. And so we're gonna work all those tonight. So working with our shoulders and kind of letting that fresh energy move through us. So I'll just take a second to this. If anyone had a question or something they want to share about what they've sensed with Gemini, I want to give you a second if you want to share, because again, it's all about communication. So there's a question you have, or just kind of an insight that you've already seen through the shift in the energy. I'm so curious if you'd want to say it out loud, or if you'd want to chat in the chat box. Anybody?
Is there a good mantra for the throat for this time of year?
Ooh, that's a great question, Sasha. Let me think on that one. I like that question. Does anyone have one they like, that they know of? You know, I love, Sasha, one that's coming to mind that I was going to let us kind of start chanting in class, even though without my harmonium, which I wish I could use. I love the Gayatri mantra. I feel like that's such a positive one of bringing in light and bringing in that luminosity. So maybe we'll chant that at the end together. I love that one, but that's a longer one. Oh, Sasha says, love that. Does anyone else have a mantra they love? And it can be a quote that you love if you don't do mantras. Anybody? But I do love Sasha's insight, because what we feed our mind has such an effect, right, on our perceptions. And the more we can feed our mind information that's inspiring, right, that connects us to truth, right, connects us to those things that are real, right. That's so important, to feed our mind good stuff. Anybody else? Welcome, Dana. I saw that you're here. I do want to introduce Sarah real quick. I know she's going to talk at the end and she's going to lead us through our ritual, but Sarah, if it's okay, I know I told you I'd do it at the end. I'd love for you right now, if you'd unmute yourself and talk a little bit about like what you do, and I'd love for you to talk about why we might want to do writing this month. And then we'll go into the practice, and then we'll do the ritual. I don't know, for some reason I want to change up what I said, if that's okay. So Sarah, this is my friend Sarah. You guys probably maybe have seen her on a Zoom class. Do I need to unmute you, Sarah? Let's see. Oh, it's not wanting to unmute. Okay, there she is.
There we are. Hi. I'm Sarah. I teach writing. I facilitate writing groups for women, where I offer prompts that sort of open up stories, like help discover stories, or bring people into stories from different angles that they're working on writing. And I also teach writing to children, helping them just get in the flow of their creativity. And then as they're like expressing writing their wild, imaginative stories, I teach them the mechanics, you know, in the process. And writing is such a powerful way to communicate with yourself and to gain fresh perspectives on things that are going on in our own lives and in our hearts. And so with the themes of communication and gaining fresh perspective, it really fits with this Gemini energy. I think it's also a way of being curious to learn about, you know, what's going on inside. And as the more honest we are with ourselves, the more we are able to adapt to what's going on. So it fits in so many ways.
Yes, it does. Thank you, Sarah. She's going to lead us to a fun little exercise later, but I just wanted to introduce her first. So thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys. All right. So let's start moving. So you will need tonight, if you have it, a block. If you don't have a block, you can use even a dish towel for some of the things that we'll use, and a strap would be great. Again, towels work for that if you don't have that. Okay, you guys, let's start in all fours pose. And I want to start first in all fours pose, just to allow the front of the wrist to stretch. So go ahead and lay that front of the hand down. Take some deep breaths. So start to feel energy in your hands, right? Our hands are so much a part of how we communicate. You know, for some of us especially, I know I'm a big hands talker. So it's such a part of us, right? So touching, stretching our hands, strengthening the connection to our hands can be a powerful way in which we connect to what our hands are saying. Couple breaths, and then you're going to sit back, and then you're going to take your hands and you're going to place them by your knees, and then bend your elbows. I'm sorry, turn your hands. That is really important. Turn your hands, and then bend those elbows and feel a little stretch here. And then press your hands into the mat, so feel that strengthening effect as you press the thumb, the pinky, all those middle fingers. And then just relax. You might even kind of roll the fingers up and then roll them down a couple times, maybe even lifting the fingers, so kind of rocking forward and back. Connecting to the hands. And then rocking back, and then we're gonna just kind of do these kind of shakes with our hands. So you can do them down, you can do them forward, you can even do them up if you'd like. But just kind of flinging. So again, getting energy into the hands. So breathing. Need to do lots of deep breathing. Calm that mind down. About 5 more seconds. And then just resting from it, letting the hands rest in your lap and just kind of noticing the effects of that work in your hand. I can kind of feel my hands like vibrating in a sense, and they feel a little bit more awake and alive. So just take that in. And then as you inhale, take the arms up, stretch up. And on your exhale, release back into child's pose. And then take those hands and walk them back. Stretching through the hands, lift the hips. And then coming back onto the heels, reach up, inhale. So circle sweep those arms at the root, exhale, hands go forward. Inhale, drag them back. And then lift the hips, stretching the chest. And then doing it again. Inhale, rising up on the knees and the shin. Exhale, forward fold. Dragging those fingertips back. Heel the hands down, lift the hips. Inhale. Exhale, down. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Drag those fingertips back. Inhale. Exhale. And then all the way back to all fours position. We're going to take the hand behind the head. So I'm kind of just wrapping it around the neck. And at first I'm going to let the elbow kind of fall. So I kind of round and open up to the upper right shoulder. Then I'll kind of allow my left arm to bend. I'll get a nice little stretch here for that right scapula. And on the inhale, I'm going to reach up, turn from the waist and try and draw that right shoulder blade back. Exhale, let it drop and fall. Bend the left elbow. So kind of heavy, heavy. Then inhale. So just kind of keep going with that. Make sure you don't pull on your neck. So again, we're just allowing the energy to be at the shoulder blade on the right. So breathing in, breathing out. Kind of imagining that you're drawing your breath into that right scapula. 2 more. And then sitting back on your hands, inhale, and then exhale, do a little side bend. So kind of letting that right chest open, that right elbow kind of lift up and away. And then kind of opening up through the chest, so allowing that kind of a little bit of spiraling action to happen. Then right arm up and then lift all the way up. I'm just trying to take a moment to feel the difference between your right and your left shoulder. I hope you can feel a little bit of difference. And then I'm going to switch sides. You can see me. Right arm down. And go ahead and take that left hand behind your head. And first kind of feel the difference between pulling the left shoulder blade back on your body and then letting it hang and fall. So kind of letting that elbow almost look it has a weight to it. Bend your right elbow and wrap it and curl in. And then drawing it up wide and back. And then just keep going. Breathing in, breathing out. Big breaths. Use that exhale through the mouth if you like. And then here we go. And then as you're ready, sit on back. Right arm to the mat. Take a big side stretch. You can even bend your right elbow and kind of feel that left elbow pull away from the side left hip. And maybe a spiral back a bit so that left scapula moves back as the elbow widens. And then left arm up, come all the way up. Roll those shoulders. Roll those shoulders. Okay, I'm gonna face you. You're welcome to stand for this. This is just a little bit of kind of really deep stability work and mobility. So take your arm out to the side. So I can sit in broken toe pose. I can stand if I want, or I can kneel, okay? So the arm goes out to the side, and like it's rolling over a circle, right? I'm gonna take the arm forward. I'm gonna take it down, pull it back, and up. So it's like I'm moving from the shoulder blade to the palm in a big circle. So you can go really slow, and we're not bending the elbow. So up, forward, down, back, and then switch. So going back and up, down and back, down and forward. Oh, you might get quiver zone happening here. Breathing, massaging that shoulder blade, couple more. And then taking that arm down, so if you want to stand, you can, making a fist and letting your arm kind of turn in a circle. So letting kind of gravity open through that right shoulder blade. Really heavy. And then slowly standing or coming back to your kneeling position, and then just kind of noticing the difference. If one arm feels longer than the other, it might be. Deep breath in and out, and then one more time, we're gonna go the other side. So again, kneeling on broken toe pose, wherever you want to. You can start forward this time. So I'm gonna reach the arm as if I'm reaching to shake your hand. Take it down, back. Just kind of feeling that glide as I move the humerus in the socket of the hip. Of the hip, no, the shoulder. And you might go really slow if this is a new movement for you. And now let's reverse it. Let's go back first. So feel your core supporting you. And one more. And then we'll come on down. So I can just kind of let my arms go, make a fist. I'm imagining this fist is pretty heavy, so I can feel that release of the left scapula. Okay, friends, when you're ready, roll up nice and slow. We're gonna come to the top edge of the mat. So we're gonna move around a little bit. So some little flow. At whatever pace you need to move is perfect. So if you need to slow down a little bit, if my pace is too fast, or if you need to speed it up, please do. Take your hands together at your heart and press those palms together. Start to feel the shoulders engage by your core. Deep breath in. And on the exhale, forward fold, releasing your arms. Kind of stretch down. Good. On the inhale, take a flat back, halfway lift. On the exhale, fold. Step your right leg back to a low lunge. We'll open up the arms, inhale. We'll exhale, press the arms together. So we're protracting. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale. Two more. Good, hands down to the floor, plank pose. Nice deep breath in plank, come forward, knees down if you need to, chaturanga. Now take your right arm forward and your left arm back, and reach them apart and lift up to a locust pose. And then switch. I'm gonna hit my little statue here, so you might bend through the transition. Switch. Switch, one more. I'll have to figure all the logistics out of my stuff now again. Hands down, press to plank, and then downward facing dog. We're going to stay with that left leg. So the left leg is going to lift up. This time we're going to go to high lunge. So come on up to high lunge. The arms will come up towards a V. So allow the shoulder blades to go wide as they reach towards your hands. On the exhale, let's go down a little lower. Pull the shoulder blades down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time, inhale to hold. So getting nice and long, relax your neck. And on the exhale, hands come to the heart. Press those palms together, look forward, and then step on forward chair pose. So pressing in, feeling the heels root, then inhale, arms stretch up. Press those palms together, or you can widen the hands if you need, and then exhale, forward fold. Long spine. Step the left leg back, little lunge. Inhale, bring the shoulder blades together. Exhale, move them apart. Inhale, exhale. Keep your breath going. And then take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, hands to the floor. Plank pose, nice and strong. Drop your knees if you need to, chaturanga. Right arm forward, left arm back. Now this time, see if you can kind of reach the elbows towards one another, towards like Gomukhasana arms. So the back of the left hand slides up the back of the right arm reaches forward. Now let it all relax, and then lift it up. Let it all relax, lift it up. And then switch the arms, so straighten them out. Reach the opposite. Find Gomukhasana arms, relax, lift up, relax, lift up, relax, lift and hold. And then hands release back and then down. Plank pose, downward facing dog. Okay, we're going to say right leg forward, high lunge. So take your time, come all the way up. Find that kind of V with the arms. Find to have the palms facing in or the palms facing out. You can kind of feel something different. So maybe this time palms face in just to change the movement. So again, stretching up and out of the joint of the shoulder. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale. And I'm drawing the shoulder blades down my back as I do this. Couple more. And then stay down, bring the palms together. Try to feel this all the way from the shoulder blades is pressing together. Step in. Take a deep breath and then stretch up. This time hook the thumbs and then reach up. Then take a side stretch to your right. So letting that right thumb kind of lengthen that left arm. Inhale, come up. Exhale to the left. Using the left thumb and that left arm to stretch. Reach up and stretch. And then exhale, forward fold. Long spine, inhale. On exhale, fold. Step your right leg back to a warrior one. So nice and slowly come up and bring your palms up like you're holding a platter. And with that platter, we're gonna let the chest broaden a bit and the elbows feel heavy. On the inhale, open. So you're bringing the bottom tips of the scapula together and down. Inhale, come back. So just keep doing this, working the bottom tips of the shoulder blades. Just breathing, allowing ourselves to feel all this good energy coming in towards the shoulders, the strength of our legs. And as you're ready, go ahead and open it up for a moment. Can you feel those bottom tips draw together and then down? Can you keep that as you straighten your arms? So you have a lot of activity through the shoulder blades, neck is easy. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, bring those arms up, and then take the arms back. But go ahead and pop that back heel up, and do some presses here as if you're feeling the triceps engaged. So little pulses. And then as you're ready, take a deep breath, and then go ahead and float that right leg, and then bring it in. Lift the heels and you're in a drinking bird. So hold it up. Feel those arms stretch back. Lots of work in those triceps. As you're ready, heels go down, arms reach forward. Feel a stretch to those inner arm bones. Exhale, fold. Long spine, inhale. On the exhale, the left leg steps back, and we're in warrior one again. So take all that good time you need to set it up. As you're ready, inhale. Exhale, the elbows in. So again, collarbones wide, and I'm inhaling, letting those shoulder blades draw together, but down. I want to really feel down through here. You know the drill, so just breathing it in and out. So I want to feel rooted in my legs, that energy in my head can ground. And letting the breath bring this nice luminous energy. Okay, and this next one, as you rotate out, can you imagine the bottom tips of your shoulder blades drawing together and then drawing down so that you free up the sides of the neck? Release your arms. Let the neck be long. Feel almost like you got an extra centimeter of space from the top of your shoulders through your neck. Inhale, the arms come up. And on the exhale, lift your heel as you float forward. Some little pulses. So how do I keep the chest open while I extend the arms back? Then as you're ready, float that left leg up. Bend the right knee and then let the left leg come in. Drinking bird. Lift your heels. Nice long spine. Core is active. Heels down as I circle the arms so the thumbs reach up. Exhale, fold. Long spine, inhale. Step on back to plank. So I'm going to face you for this one so you can see the arms a little better. Chaturanga. So it doesn't matter left arm forward, right arm back. Go ahead and pin your pubic bone down, find your belly. You're lifting up. You can keep your legs down. And I'm going to find that bind. And then I'm going to nice and slowly rotate and find the bind again. Reaching and rotating. So it's like finding those Gomukhasana arms in locust. Two more. It's okay if you don't completely touch your hands or even come close. Reach both arms forward and then bring them back. Hands plant, child's pose. Ooh, you can feel some heat in those shoulders. Nice deep breaths. As you're ready, tuck your toes under, come to downward facing dog. We'll stabilize the shoulder again. We've been doing lots of good work here to strengthen it as well. Go ahead and come forward halfway between a plank and a down dog and turn your right hand out. Hips stay high, come into side plank. Feel from the right shoulder blade reaching through the right palm. And then lift your left arm over your ear, stretch. Get a nice big lateral stretch here. Lift your left leg up. Bring it forward and set it down for a warrior two. So I'm going to switch the sides of my mat so I'm not facing away from you. Open it all the way up. And let your arms cross in front, right arm over left. Warrior two. Left arm crosses. Warrior two. Couple more. Flip your palms, so roll your shoulders to face up. A couple more. Cross. Each one. Nice. And then relax your arms down for a moment. Just roll them. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take that left arm and you're going to inner rotate it and place it at the small of your back. And then if you can, you'll rest that arm on your thigh. Your right arm is going to come up. For a moment, find your core, press your arm into your thigh. You can take the arm over your head. You can just also let your head go. 5 breaths. And then as you're ready, slowly coming back up, warrior two, nice deep breath. And then cartwheeling the hands down to the mat. We're going to take a low lunge twist. So right arm will plant, We'll take the left arm to the back of the head and then we'll twist with that same way we did before. So trying to feel from the shoulder blade to reach through the left elbow and then turn through your waist. And then releasing the hands down, warrior one. As I'm ready, I'm gonna come up and this is where I might want to strap. So option one, strap. And for the strap, I roll the shoulder blades back and I pull down. And I allow the strap to kind of pull apart a bit so that I feel a little bit of energy there. I'm gonna lift the chest, feel those arms reach back, and I'm gonna exhale, humble warrior. I'm gonna press into my front foot, inhale, lift up. Exhale, humble warrior. Really feel that front and back heels rooting. Keep going at your own pace. So I really want to find my core and my leg strength here. Trying to keep the chest free. You got it. And then you can hang out here, or you can hang out upright, 5 breaths. You're gonna feel these arms working. Slowly peel up. Nice. Release the strap. Hands come down to the floor. Plank pose. All the way down to your forearms. Take your elbows forward, so shoulders on top of elbows. Pull the hands back for space. Take a moment just to feel the elbows pull back as the heart pulls forward. Nice, good length in your neck. And then rolling up, I want you to push from your shoulder blades into your elbows and forearms. Lift your hips. You can stay here on your knees, or you can tuck your toes, stay on your knees. And then walk your feet forward, dolphin pose. See if you can widen the shoulder blades and from your armpits, reach into your hands, letting that head go. And then as you're ready, knees down, relax the arms back, back of the hands rest so the shoulder blades can release. And then as we're ready, we'll slowly roll up, roll those shoulders a couple times, downward facing dog. Now from down dog, we come halfway between plank and down dog so that I can rotate my hand out of it, like towards like 11 on a clock dial. I press from my shoulder to my palm, and I'm gonna come to side plank. You can always have a foot down or a knee down. Lift your right leg up and then step it forward. And then seal your back heel flat and come into warrior two. Sorry, I've got to turn around so I'm not giving you the back profile. Good, roll those shoulders a couple times. So this time the arms are gonna go back. And then we're gonna come back forward, or to our neutral back. Bring it forward just a few more times before we switch. So moving the shoulder blades back. Now flip the palms, so turn the palms to face up a few more times, just feels a little different. So shoulder, kind of like shoulder push-ups or crunches. Nice, and then relax. Roll those shoulders a few times, roll them back and forth. Go towards the front. Nice, okay. So your right arm reaches out. I internally rotate it and I rest the back of my hand towards the small of my back. Oh, wrong hand, so I turned around. And then I'm just gonna rest that elbow on my thigh. This hand can just relax. Arm comes up, okay? So I'm allowing my arm to kind of press down from the shoulder blade. I press into my thigh. So it's not coming here, I'm pressing away. And my thigh presses back. I can relax my neck, or I could look down. Couple more breaths. And then as you're ready, we'll slowly come up. And then we'll cartwheel the hands down to the floor for that twist. So set up a hand on a block if you want. Right hand to the back of the head. So I'm going to get that elbow to grow long, and then I'm going to lift up and twist. I'm going to see if from the right shoulder blade I can reach towards my right elbow, giving me a little bit more stretch. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and then release it down. Set up for a warrior one. We'll want that strap. So grabbing the strap, and again, the shoulders roll onto your back and down, okay? And I pull the strap taut, and I let the strap feel like it's heavy, heavy towards the earth. So you go as wide apart as you need, friends. If you can bind, that's totally fine if you don't need a strap. So find those strong legs. So back heel plugged in, right heel plugged in. Then again, those inner thigh lines. I'm gonna lift up, get long. I'm gonna press into my feet as I lower down. Keeping that chest open. Inhale. Exhale. So I'm trying to keep the hips nice and strong. Keep going. If you fatigue, just let go of a little bit of it. So not so much pulling apart and down. Just kind of tone it down a bit. You can move really slow, you guys. It's okay to only do a couple of them. So stay up or down. You choose which one works for you. Keep breathing. Soften that jaw. Nice work. And then go ahead and let it go so you can drop your strap, arms reach up. And on the exhale, hands to the floor. Plank pose. And then come forward, chaturanga to Sphinx. If you're better at making a class or a fist class, that's totally fine. Pull your arms back, lift your chest. This can be much more supportive for shoulders. Then as you're ready, we're going to allow that pressing from the armpit all the way through the hands as we lift the hips. You can always stay here, you guys. Or you can be in the forearm plank. This time, everybody drop your knees. Let your arms reach up. Walk your knees forward. Let the kind of the heel, the thumb come to the nape of the neck. Your hips can move back. Feel again from your armpit that release through your tricep. Feel a softening from your bicep into the interior of the shoulder, but a reach from that outer shoulder through your armpit, through your tricep. Keep your breath going. And then extending the arms forward, walking the hands underneath yourself, downward facing dog. Nice deep breaths. Go ahead and bring your knees down and come to a seat. So we're going to come to a little hip stretch first. So I'm going to use 2 blocks because I have not very flexible hips. You're welcome to do this on the ground or on blankets or on a bolster. So right leg down, we're going to cross the left leg on top. So it's Gomukhasana, the pose that we worked the arms with. And I'm going to put a block for my bottom knee. So I majorly prop myself up. I'm going to show you an alternative, but this is just like a no-go. One of them is to straighten your front leg. So doing it with one leg, maybe propping my seat. And the second option is to come onto your back. So kind of just choose what would work for you. So I'm going to show the one leg. So sometimes just sitting up tall will be enough. You don't need to add anything else. Some of you might want to tip forward. If you're feeling inclined to work with that Gomukhasana pose, those arms we did, I can grab the loop around the heel of my hand, and I can bend the arm, and I can use the strap to find a bind. I may or may not want to come forward. I could always round here too, right? I don't have to stay upright. And I might do that kind of wave-like motion that we did a little bit on our belly. Just take some nice deep breaths, relax your jaw, whatever sensation that you're getting through your hips. And then slowly letting the arms go first so that you can just kind of move them around. You might want to roll the shoulders a couple of times. Yeah. If you don't have your legs straightened, go ahead and straighten your leg. We're going to do a little twist to the left. So you're going to take the left arm back like a second spine. The right arm reaches up and then we twist. So you can hook that arm so you can get that release. So if you can get a straight arm, and if you need to have something there to help you get there, then go ahead and take a nice big twist and allow that right shoulder to release towards your palm. So almost feeling like this release helps bring you in towards the twist. Then from your left inner arm, can you reach down towards your hip so that you feel kind of that grounding, rooting sensation? So that kind of that chest, inner chest area reaches back towards your ribs. Okay, and then slowly untwist. Windshield wiper your legs if you want. We're going to switch sides. So we'll just switch the legs. So if you want a double prop or just place something underneath you, please do. So remember, you don't have to add on anything that you don't want. So just sitting up tall might be a complete practice in itself. And you can just have your hands down and not worry about it. Hands back. Remember, the options were to lie on your back or to straighten your bottom leg, which I showed in the last time. And if you're inclined to use the strap, you'll hold it in your left hand. I'll bend my elbows so I bring my bicep towards my ear, and I might kind of help adjust it. And then the right arm inner rotates, and I walk it up the strap. So the elbows do reach apart from one another, but see if you can feel that kind of that shoulder of the fascia kind of reach up to your elbow, and then this shoulder kind of elongate down towards your chest. And again, some people like to fold in, some people like to just stay up. It's really a preference. You can even kind of a little side stretch too if you wanted. Soften that jaw, take some nice deep breaths. Kind of just noticing what it's like to work with that shoulder energy. So the balance of energy for Gemini is Sagittarius, which rules the legs, right? So that's why that good grounding, good strengthening leg work can be really helpful when we feel overly mental or like there's too much of that energy. Okay, so straighten your front, your bottom leg out, release your arms, roll them a couple times, and then we're gonna twist to the right. So we're twisting towards the outside of our top leg. And again, use a block if you can't get your elbow to press into your thigh. And again, I'm feeling that left shoulder blade release towards my outer hand. And again, feeling those fingers, like that energy there. And I'm feeling that kind of inner border of the chest reach down towards the ribs. There's no elevation there, relaxing it down. And then slowly coming out, you guys. Windshield wiper those legs. So come to a seat for a moment for some breath work before we go towards our ritual. We'll have a little bit of a quiet meditation, Savasana, in a moment. But just kind of allowing first just that kind of seated work to be an integration place as well. So first, just noticing your physical body, whatever you've noticed through our practice, what feels more alive and awake. Noticing the impact on your mental body. So do you feel more stimulated mentally? Do you feel less stimulated? What are the quality and quantity of your thoughts? Noticing your energy level. Noticing any emotions. Just taking a few deep breaths, just a quiet integration. Okay, friends. We're going to go into our intention setting part of our ceremony. And so I'm going to let Sarah kind of walk us through the activity. So you'll need something to write with, or if you don't want to do this now, you can just kind of log it for later if you'd like. If you have moon magic or any type of inspirational or intentional spray, courage works too. Like I said, it can be Zen or peace, right? Helps that mind-heart integration. Cam, can you help me unmute Sarah? Okay. I think maybe I did it. Oh, maybe I did it. Woo.
I'm unmuted by host.
Yes, it worked. Okay, guys, you can pin her video if you can't see her. You just click at the dots at the top and pin video, or you can just click on her screen if you can't see her.
All right. Let's see if okay, thank you, Jill. Goodness. I have to speak. No, this is perfect because like during this yoga practice, my doing self started to feel, I was just in my being self, like inhabiting the being, and suddenly aware that all the doing was kind of far away around the edges, which actually fits perfect with this prompt, this idea of being and doing and sort of the tug between those two. And I think it ties in, Jill, to what Jill said about like the energy is kind of picking up. There's like a sense of growing busyness, possibly a feeling of connecting and communicating. And in that, we can get into our doing selves. So our culture, as I think we're all very familiar with the to-do list. We probably all maybe have one or have had one recently. This feeling of, wanting to do things and get things done, and maybe at the end of the day scanning what we've done, be like, oh, it was a productive day, or oh, it wasn't a productive day, and all that focus with that. And so this prompt is going to shift our attention towards something else that we maybe don't often prioritize, but that definitely deserves our attention, which is, what is it that we want to feel as a result of our doing? So we often sit down and make to-do lists, but I invite you now to take your pen and your paper and make a to-feel list. A to-feel list. What would you like to feel during your days, during your actions, during your communications, your work, your family time, during your days? So let's take 3 or 4 minutes and just drop in even more. Be present to what's there. And jot down, what would you like to feel? What is your to feel list? That's good. And when you're ready, just take a minute to look over your list and consider, are your priorities, your habits and rituals serving these feelings? And just notice what thoughts and feelings might arise as you contemplate that question. Without judgment, just noticing. And then I invite you to consider this question. What steps can you take to honor the items on your to feel list? You might just sit with that question, or if you have any ideas that you want to jot down, both are fine and good. And again, the question is, what steps can you take to honor the items on your to feel list? And as part of our new moon intention setting, choose one feeling that really calls out to you on that list that you'd like to start with. And let's sit for a minute and just feel that feeling. Activate that feeling in your body. So go ahead and get settled. And I'm setting the timer for 1 minute. Choose one feeling that calls to you and just sit here for a minute and just like explore that feeling. Call it up in your body. How does it feel? Where in your body do you feel it? What do you see or hear, or just notice? Ready? Begin. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. I invite you in the coming weeks to perhaps, as you write your to-do list, maybe have another column that is your to feel list for the day, and see with curiosity of the Gemini energy, see what arises as you go through your days.
That was awesome, Sarah. Thank you so much. Wow, I love that. I would love to hear some of your words. If anyone feels like sharing some of the feeling lists that you want, put it in the chat. Or if you want to unmute yourself, I'd love to hear from you. I'm going to put the Gayatri mantra. We'll be chanting that in class, but I will. I was gonna put it out there, but I want to put it translated and then the Gayatri. So if you want a copy of that, I'll put it, let's see, I'll have it maybe in the class at the very end when I record it. If you want an email with it, let me know. You can put that in the chat and I'll send you that. That might be a great mantra. Maybe that will inspire me to give us more mantras during this month that maybe you'll work with. But let's close our time. So let's come to that comfortable seat and honor this beautiful space of community. Thank you all for being a part of this community. Thank you, Sarah, for helping to lead this with me. And thank you all of you for your energy, which is so necessary for this circle. So maybe holding some gratitude in our hearts for the way in which we can still connect despite social isolation. We can still be together. We can still hold space for one another. We can still be real together. We can bring all of ourselves to the mat together. So feeling in your heart this gratitude for this community. Each one of you so special and needed. Remembering our intentions and how can we allow this moon, this connection to our feelings, our instincts, our intuition, to let us be fresh with our eyes, fresh with our minds, curious, adaptable, willing to change, willing to learn throughout this new month. Take a deep breath and reach our arms up, like we're giving our intentions out into the ethers and then exhaling it to our heart. The light in me honors and celebrates the light in each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your presence. Namaste. I always draw a card, and I didn't yet. If you need to go, I wanted to respect the space, but I will draw a card for us for this month if you'd like. I always like to do that on the new moon and then the other moon. So you can interpret this, or maybe you'll write about it. Sarah, would you put your contact information in the chat so people can know your website or your contact if they're, Sarah leads a lot of amazing workshops. I got Meadow Vulnerability, right? I'll let you think about that one. Meadow Vulnerability. I don't often get this card. This is kind of cool. I got this card tonight. What I love about that word vulnerability is anytime we're fresh and we're in the moment, we're pretty vulnerable, right? When we don't know it all. When we are willing to say, I don't know, or I'm going to try. And what a great thing to practice being more adaptable with is putting ourselves in places where we are vulnerable and not being the expert, right? Without that judgment. I loved that.